A very good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome to Abuja City TV this exciting and beautiful morning. And we're just here to make sure we add a little bit of spice to your day by bringing you news headlines or making the rounds this morning, the 14th day of November 2023. I'll be your host, but I'm not alone, of course. I have the amazing Mr. Alvin with me. Good morning.
Good morning, John.
How do you do today?
Great. I feel awesome.
How has the year been for you? I mean, it's already November. It's almost over.
Awesome. It's great to be here.
It's good to have you here. So today we're going to be looking at a couple of stories. My name is Diltu Joan, and the first story we would like to look into this morning would be on the ASU. Oh yes, on ASU joining the nationwide strike. And this is from the Punch newspaper. So the headline says, "Join nationwide strike, ASU directs members." So the Academic Staff Union of Universities have written to all its zonal coordinators and chairpersons of the union demanding that members mobilize themselves for the nationwide strike in line with the directive from the Nigerian Labour Congress and of course the Trade Union Congress. Now, I'm sure a lot of students in Nigeria can relate, let me say, to this, because it's something that has happened over and over.
Again.
It took me forever to finish school, and I'm sure a lot of students right now in school are worried because that would mean them going back to their homes, and then they are unsure when they can move on from that. So how do you feel about all of this?
Well, I'm a Nigerian. I schooled in Nigeria, and
Yeah.
I believe every Nigerian that schooled in Nigeria, in a contemporary Nigeria, can relate.
Yeah.
I remember during my days in the university before 2012, I also had a similar experience. ASU went on strike and stayed at home for a period of over 5 months, and it's not a good experience at all.
Of course. And it seems it's unending because it's as if there's no solution to this.
It has actually become a reoccurrence. When two elephants fight, they say
the grass suffers.
So
students are the grass in this case. Sad.
Well, it's quite unfortunate. We have striking from different quarters. It's striking.
Yeah.
From the Punch newspaper here too, we have a screaming headline: strike. Federal government threatens labor with contempt charge. NLC adamant. It's quite unfortunate we have a reoccurrence of this strike situation. ASU striking, labor striking. It's not a good experience at all.
All right, moving on to another story we have here on Vanguard, and it says federal government moves to secure jobs for Nigerians. The federal government is rolling out and implementing a new policy that would largely ensure that Nigerians have better employment opportunities in the country, which is something I really hope would work out, because already we're having students struggling to finish school, and then if they finish, they will need something to do. So it's only laudable, let's say, that the government is looking into this at this moment.
It's quite a laudable program. I would commend the federal government, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration. It's quite a laudable project.
Yeah.
This would help ameliorate the plight of Nigerian youth, particularly.
Yeah. So just quickly, the companies will cut of the opportunity. We're tired of the unemployment in the country, and we definitely want more.
Exactly. Is it going to affect Nigerians?
Well,
negatively?
definitely. 264 is a lot. Is a lot of Nigerians, and is it maybe something someone did, and then we have to look into that, because 264 Nigerians, definitely they must have a valid reason for doing that.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you want to look up on the details of that headline, you can look that up on the Vanguard newspaper. On the Vanguard newspaper, there's a screaming headline: shock as Saudi Arabia cancels visa on arrival for 264 Nigerians.
All right. We have here on Daily Trust a headline that says Naira scarcity worsens as banks limit withdrawals and ATMs run dry. All right, so this says that residents of Lagos, Abuja, Kano, Katsina, Jigawa, and Adamawa, and also other parts of the country are expressing concerns over their inability to withdraw huge cash in their banks, raising fears of scarcity as experienced during the Naira swap. So we're back to, the inconvenience a lot of Nigerians experienced when, we had to go through the whole Naira old notes to new note swap. So have you had to experience that in recent times? Not yet.
It was quite
Election without, some of these irregularities.
Yes.
Which is a good thing that we have the judicial system, although there are lots of agitations from Nigerians saying they don't know if they can trust the judiciary 100%, but we're in a democratic system of government. So if Dino has facts, if he has evidence, I would advise, he takes it to the rightful institution and submits them.
Speaking to institutions, many would say we have weak institutions.
Yeah.
The judicial system, the INEC, and the rest of it. Yaga Africa, it's a pressure group, a civil society group under the auspices of Yaga Africa. Yaga Africa also lamented the field result sheets before the elections in Kogi State. So I think it's no longer news.
I think in Imo they even had issues with snatching ballots.
Ballot boxes.
Yes, and a young man lost his life and all of that.
Process.
All of those things are things I feel we need to have a thorough investigation into. It's not something we should overlook and move to listen and see what really happened. And everyone should bring their facts to the table, and then we try to have a dialogue and go to the judiciary for more clarification. Still on the off-cycle elections, I have here on the Punch newspaper, National Assembly won't stop off-cycle elections. This is coming from an Ondo senator, and he is saying that it allows that since INEC has declared, the elections, it means that this is strengthening the Nigerian democracy, and there's no need for it to be called off. Okay, this is coming after agitations, from different groups,
quarters.
Asking that it's be called off. So if you want to know more about the off-cycle elections, do well to pick up one of these newspapers,
Punch newspaper,
and read what it has to say about the off-cycle election.
Now moving on to Imo State. Of course, it's no longer news. Hope Uzodinma, the current governor of Imo State, was re-elected. The Imolites voted him overwhelmingly, and he is saying Imolites spoke through massive votes. This statement is credited to Hope Uzodinma. It reacts to the victory at the polls during the weekend.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to another exciting story here on the Daily Trust. We have conversion of petrol vehicles to CNG to cost 600,000 naira. And this is coming from the federal government. So I know when I brought this up, Mr. Alvin was super excited about it. And he was like, yeah, we need to talk about it. So Mr. Alvin, what do you have to tell us about this
actually,
CNG?
The CNG is an acronym for compressed natural gas. And with the advent of compressed natural gas, I think Nigerians would not have to go back to the combustible fuel that is not friendly to our environment.
Yeah.
CNG is cheaper, it's safer, it's cleaner.
Yeah.
And in order to protect our environment or the climate, we have to shift paradigm from the use of combustible fuel to compressed natural gas. Yes, speaking to the cost of conversion of vehicles from the PMS to CNG. I think we've had series of launched series of conversion centers from Lagos,
Across
Abuja,
yeah.
Kaduna, and the Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative, the director of programs, person of Engineer Michael Olugbemi,
yeah.
has spoken elaborately on the conversion and the basic benefits and the job market the CNG will open up for the Nigerian youths. And for conversion, it depends on the kits used for conversion. Some kits are brought from Europe, some US, and the rest of it. So it depends on the kits used for the conversion, and depends on the engine type and the make of the vehicle. So relatively, from 200 to 500 or 600,000 naira would be the cost of conversion, considering the make of the vehicle, the engine type, and the kits used for the conversion.
All right.
But on a whole, I think it's a laudable project by the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. Now, still talking politics. PDP Governors Forum hails Diri's victory. This is coming from the Vanguard newspaper. PDP Governors Forum hails Diri's victory. Governor Diri of Bayelsa State.
All right, moving on to a news story from the Daily Trust, we have here Tinubu's government inherited an empty treasury. This is coming from the NSA, the National Security Advisor, who is Mr. Nuhu Ribadu, which is something that is really worrisome because you cannot build a country, you cannot build an economy on empty pockets. Okay, and then you have to fill in leaking holes or holes that have been created. So I hope that the government is able to find a way so that we can have some form of stability in our economy. So
in spite of this quagmire he has found himself, or the current government has been plunged into, the NSA is still assuring Nigerians that he would not rest on his oars to build a formidable security apparatus to cushion security challenges in the country.
All right, so this is where we would have to wrap up on newspaper headlines today.